I found a hidden phone in my boyfriend's apartment. The last video on it was recorded tomorrow. I wasn't snooping. At least, that's what I told myself. My boyfriend Ethan had asked me to grab his laptop while he was at work because he forgot it before a big presentation. We'd been dating for almost 2 years. I knew his apartment better than my own. So when I opened the hall closet looking for his laptop bag, I wasn't expecting a phone to fall out of a shoebox and crack against the floor. The screen lit up. No password, no notifications, just a black wallpaper and one app open videos. I should have put it back. Instead, I tapped the most recent recording. The timestamp made my stomach drop. June 26th tomorrow. I checked again. Today's date was June 25th. I actually laughed. Okay, weird prank. Then I pressed play. The video started in a dark room. The camera shook slightly as someone walked down a hallway. A female voice whispered, "Please don't make any noise." Voice sounded familiar. Completely familiar. Then the camera turned toward me mirror, and I stopped with it. Woman holding the phone was me. Not someone who looked like me. Me, same freckles, same sweatshirt, same silver necklace with me. I nearly dropped the phone. The video continued. Future me looked terrified. Her face streaked with tears. Then she whispered, "If you're watching this, do not let me take you to cabin." My heart slumped against my ribs. Ethan had invited me to a cabin trip this weekend. We were leaving tomorrow. Future me kept talking. You'll think he's proposing. A sob escaped her. He's not. The video ended. I called him again, straight to voicemail. By then my hands were shaking, so I did something stupid. I watched the other videos. There were dozens, all dated in the future tomorrow. Next week, next month. Some were only a few seconds long. Others lasted minutes. In every single one, I was recording, and in every single one, I looked terrified. One video showed me hiding under a bed. Another showed me running through woods at night. One showed me crying while whispering. Ethan lied about everything. The final video was dated 3 months in the future. I almost didn't watch it. I wish I hadn't. The camera pointed at a newspaper. The headline read, "Local woman missing for 87 days." My photo was on the front page. The video cut off. I immediately left the apartment. I didn't even lock the door. I drove straight to my friend Rachel's house. By evening, Ethan had called me 47 times. Then he showed up. Rachel looked through the peephole. "Your boyfriend looks like he's losing his mind." He was. He kept pounding on the door. "Olivia, please, you don't understand." That wasn't exactly comforting. I called the police. By the time officers arrived, Ethan was gone. The next morning, I decided I wasn't going to the cabin, obviously. Instead, I went to the police station with the phone. An officer reviewed the videos, then called another officer, then another. The room became very quiet. Finally, one detective asked, "Where exactly did you get this?" I explained everything. He looked disturbed, really disturbed. Then he turned the phone around. I hadn't noticed the lock screen before. There was text engraved into the wallpaper, tiny text, almost invisible. It said, "Evidence locker #14. The detective's face turned pale because evidence locker #14 existed. And according to him, the phone belonged to a woman named Claire, a woman who disappeared 7 years ago. The same woman whose case Ethan had worked on. Because before becoming an accountant, Ethan had been a police officer. That was the moment everything shattered. The man I thought I knew had never been an accountant. He'd lied about his career, his past, everything. Police searched his apartment that afternoon. They found boxes, photos, missing persons files, hidden IDs, women's jewelry, and underneath his bed, they found another phone, then another, then another. Each one belonged to a missing woman, including Claire. Ethan vanished before police could arrest him. A nationwide manhunt started. News stations picked up the story. Everyone wanted to know where he went. 3 days later, police found his cabin, the same cabin he wanted to take me to. Inside were hundreds of photographs. Most of them were of me, taken without my knowledge at grocery stores, gas stations, outside my workplace. Even through my apartment window, I threw up when detectives showed me. He wanted me to believe only he could protect me. The plan would have worked, except he never expected me to find the phone early. 6 months later, Ethan was finally caught crossing the border under a fake name. The detective who handled my case called personally to tell me. I thought I'd finally feel safe. I didn't. Because before the trial started, police returned all evidence belonging to me, including that phone. I almost threw it away. Instead, I turned it on one last time. There was a new video, one that hadn't been there before. The timestamp said June 25th. Next year, my blood turned to ice. I pressed play. The screen showed my apartment, my current apartment, recorded from outside my bedroom window, and a man's voice whispered, "She still checks the phone." Then the video ended.